Thank you for coming here on Sunday. So let's start with failover cluster. So let me first introduce the new features of SQL Server 2012, from where we will move on to always on. So let me start. So we have, as Srivatsan was introducing, we have audience from students, engineering graduates, teachers, DBAs, sysadmins. So I'll try a step down and up and down and try to give you examples and make it simple so that we will be able to understand what is SQL Server always on. And any questions, we are open for questions at the end of the program. Please reserve your questions until the end of the session. At the end of the session, I'll take all your questions and answer your queries. I represent a company which is a great fan, a pioneer who introduced Sun to this country. So from that company, today we are launching SQL Server, a Microsoft product. So what is behind this? All of a sudden, did we move away from Sun to Microsoft, or has Microsoft really brought in some new changes in the field of information technology? Yeah. So here is the proof. So 40% of global data, that's depending on SQL Server. So this is the statistics about SQL Server, BI apps which are running on SQL Server, average number of devices which are. So this is the statistics. So if these many devices, applications are running on SQL Server, then you will know the number of DBAs who will be in demand for managing these databases. So that's where the potential is. So what is SQL Server 2012 all about? Mission critical performance. The biggest argument against Microsoft products is that it is not mission critical. When you need it will ask you to shut down and restart. And when you restart, it goes for hours together and your server becomes unavailable. So we have an answer for this with SQL Server 2012. And lot of information with respect to how am I going to use it very simply in an organization. Normally when you read any Microsoft documentation, it is quite confusing. It makes it difficult for us to understand, comprehend that technology. It looks like it's a very difficult one, but today Microsoft products are very simple, that many freshers are there now today here as well. You can see in any organization, freshers can become a DBA and manage huge database servers. So it has become a very easy tool for anybody to manage, and we are also available on cloud with clear-cut terms and easy terms on negotiation and usage-based terms, that if you are a very small company also, you will be able to use SQL Server on cloud by paying only for the term. Easy terms are available. So these are some of the new features of SQL Server 2012. Looks very colorful, always on. That's the point that we are going to discuss today. Apart from that, we have this column store index, file table, reliable secondaries, Power View, data quality services, ODBC for Linux. So Microsoft has been always saying that only on Windows on Windows, only on Microsoft platform, has got drivers and tools to run on Linux and Unix. So we'll also talk about those features. So some of the new features, let me try to touch base on some of these features, and I'll focus on always on. So these are the areas which I'm going to cover: the features on the storage, on federation, on the insight, delivery, and data programmability. So these are the features that we will be seeing before we start with always on. And SQL Server is 100% usable, compatible, and lot of tools and components are available on SQL Server to work perfectly on Windows Server and the .NET platform, both on the instance as well as on the cloud. Drivers, components, compatibility tools, everything is readily available. Normally the biggest problem with Microsoft is drivers will not be available, and that will come as a next patch of the next version. For example, many of us know that Microsoft introduced database mirroring with SQL Server 2005, but that will not work in 2005 unless you have Service Pack 1 or 2. So we used to have a lot of problems, but this time we have a product which is ready, which has all the drivers for application development to sit beautifully on top of the Windows Server 2008 R2, as well as on Windows Server 2012. So both on the cloud and the enterprise ready product. So let's start with columnar storage. So I would let's have a look at this slide, and then I'll talk to you about what is this columnar storage. Column storage index is a new feature with SQL Server 2012. And what is this about, and how is this going to help us? Index is one of the new features. I think it's not audible at the end. Can we increase the volume? So index is one of the very important features in databases, which helps to improve the performance, as well as if you don't maintain it properly, it becomes a hindrance to the performance of any database. So we have to take careful decision before we use an index in a live environment to fetch. Index helps us to retrieve the data in a very faster manner. The traditional approach is it was using a binary tree structure. So the binary tree structure and its algorithm helps us to retrieve the data. Normally, when you write any query on SQL Server, it does an activity called scanning, like what happens in your PDF document. Your PDF document, when you search anything, it does not stop the search when it first hits that word. It will stop only when it completes the whole document. It scans the whole document, finds the multiple occurrences of the particular word, that is where it stops. Similarly, in SQL Server also, when you write a query with where clause or whatever filters you write, the SQL Server execution engine does not stop